So I figured I'd...
Into the mic!
Hello? Pointed up at Jim. I figured I'd try something new and do a little bit of stand-up. These are entirely original content. Almost entirely original content. And I'm feeling my way here, so please be patient with me.
A little bit louder.
Please be... no. Alright. So I recently participated in a team building exercise. One group was assigned to play Pictionary, the game where one player draws a sketch and the rest have to guess the clue. My team was assigned to play Hangman. When it was my turn, my teammates guessed poorly and we nearly executed the whole stick figure before even finding a single correct letter. Two things were unfortunate in this situation. One, my skill at drawing. The other was that the event only had 2 whiteboards available and both were right next to each other in the same conference room. What should have resembled a mostly reassembled convict looked more like a dangling ream of 8.5 by 11 wearing a pair of jeans. An overzealous player from the Pictionary side got confused about which whiteboard she should be looking at and tried to guess my hangman drawing, shouting, "A noose! Paper with legs!"
Louder, we can't hear you.
Sorry.
Stop mumbling.
If you've ever connected to Tom's network in the last decade or so, hopefully you got a chuckle from the network ID I chose. But Tom's not the only one who's asked me to set up his router, and if you can't already tell, I don't mind recycling an old joke. So my friend opened a pub a few years ago, and I set the network up for him. He had a chalkboard behind the bar with the beer selections, and in the top right corner he had me write the internet access info, not realizing his very obvious mistake. On opening night, a patron was looking at the chalkboard and said, "I'll have a Kramsky." "What?" my friend replied. "I'll try the Kramsky." "What the hell are you talking about?" my friend asked. The guy pointed at my lettering on the blackboard and said, "I like a lemon sour. I'll try the Kramsky." My friend looked back and realized the confusion. He said, "That's not a Goza, that's my wife." They say the #1 rule of comedy is to tell jokes that only a few people in the room will understand. Peter Pan put on a Groucho Marx nose with glasses and a mustache and wore a trench coat disguise and flew out to the Jolly Roger with a pair of tap shoes. Captain Hook, being a fool, fell for the disguise and then fell for Peter's sales pitch that the tap shoes were enchanted to protect him from crocodiles. Peter departed with Hook's gold, and the captain wore his noisy and impractical footwear for weeks, much to the displeasure of Bosun Smee and the rest of the crew. One night, as Hook slumbered, one of the crew crept into his cabin and pilfered the offending cleats, tossing them into the sea. Upon rising, the captain flew into a rage, discovering his absent clogs, and roared at his bosun, "Find my enchanted tap shoes inside the hour, or you'll be punished as though you were the thief yourself." He addressed the crew next. "One among you must have become jealous of my souls. The sneak who snuck my sneakers stands among you. Find the pirate wearing the clickety-clack taps and see the culprit face justice." An hour later, the frantic search had proved useless, and the captain summoned the marine sergeant, ordering him to flog the bosun as recompense for the lost loafers. The marine sergeant was taken aback. He asked Captain Hook, "Beats me? He wasn't even wearing them."